Hi ladies, happy Tuesday. I have been meaning to do this video on microblading because so many of you have asked about it, and I actually had it done last year, and I'm gonna spill the beans and share all about my experience, what it is, the process, what I wish I knew beforehand, and whether or not I would do it again. Microblading is a way to make your brows look full and lush again, or at least as close as possible. Microblading uses a handheld tool with ultra-fine flexible needles that scratch the skin while inserting a vegan pigment. This gives a much more dimensional look than the flat painted look of a tattoo, and therein lies the difference. Many people think that microblading is essentially tattooing your brows. It is not. Tattooing is done with a single needle machine with results that look flat and appear to be painted on. With the microblading, each little individual scratch gives the appearance of a hair stroke, and it's done one stroke at a time. I had microblading done exactly a year ago now, October of 2022. As always, I researched good people in my area. I went first for a consultation to decide what was going to be the best route for me. They'll usually have you bring in a few pictures of different brows that you like so that she has an idea of what you're going for. And then you can customize it according to what is going to work best on your face with your hair coloring. And then I scheduled my session. The entire process is about 7 to 8 weeks. You will go for 2 individual sessions, not including your consultation. Once the first session takes place, there's about a 4 to 6 week healing period before you can schedule your second session, which is also called a touch-up session. Both sessions actually last for the same period of time, about 2 to 2.5 hours start to finish. To the studio, and it's here in the San Diego area. First, she put numbing cream all around my brows and secured it tightly with a piece of plastic wrap. Now, this might look funny, but it actually is very effective in terms of making sure that the numbing cream seeps like nice and deep into your skin, because believe me, you're gonna want it. She let this seep into my brows for about 30 minutes, during which time she was just talking to me, setting up the room. Step 2, I'm laying down on the bed, which kind of looks like a massage bed. Then you create the shape of your brows. This part was easy for me since I do like my brows. I simply wanted them filled in where they started to go sparse. Now, heads up ladies, I am not wearing any brow pencil today because I wanted to give you a very good idea of what it looks like. Also, on the most recent video that I did on getting ready with me for date night, I started out with 0 makeup, so you can also take a look at the beginning of that video. I wanted to give you as many opportunities to see as possible. She then sketches on the exact shape on my brows, tweaking and honing it until we both agreed it looked perfect. Next, we chose the correct color for my brows and coloring before we started. She started by tracing the outline of my brows first with the microblading tool. Yes, it hurts, it does not feel good. After that, she applied another round of numbing cream, which made the detail work a lot less intense. It took about 2 to 2.5 hours from start to finish. After the procedure, she did warn me that they were going to look very dark and heavy, kind of Groucho marks, for the first maybe 5 to 10 days. Honestly, I loved the way they look when I left. I thought they looked really pretty, so I didn't mind that at all. She sent me home with like a liquid antibacterial soap and a salve. Every hour for the first 4 hours, she had me swipe my brows with antiseptic pads. This keeps the clear liquid cleaned off and helps to prevent scabbing. Every day for the next 10 days, I applied the light antibacterial soap to my eyebrows day and night. Afterwards, applied a very thin coat of salve just to make sure that it didn't get infected. Not allowing the brows to dry out is key to the healing process, thus the salve. Heads up, other than the liquid soap, you cannot get your brows wet for the next 10 days. So either go into your first appointment with your hair completely nice and washed, or just schedule yourself for a blowout. What to expect? Days 5 to 10, there will be fading and flaking. That simply means that the color is going to lighten up and they're going to start flaking off, which is to be expected. At this point, you can get them wet in the shower, but it looks like your brows disappeared. That is not the case. The ink is still there. It's just covered by a white film, which gives the illusion that the brows are gone, but they're not. Days 15 through 30, your brows come back, but they're not yet perfect. That's why you have session 2. You schedule your second second session, which is also called your touch-up session, 4 to 6 weeks after session 1. Round 2, I went in again. It was a very similar process. I had the numbing cream. Then she simply went through and refilled the brows in again to touch them up. It did take a full 2.5 hours yet again. When I left, they looked perfect. Let's get to the results. Do I like it and am I happy with it? I am not. You might be able to see that my eyebrows still look a little bit sparse at the beginning here. I still have to fill them in every single morning with my brow pencil. This is what I wish I knew. If you use retinol, which most of us do, retinol can and will cause fading of your brows. Because retinol increases our skin regeneration, using them after microblading does lead to premature pigment fading, and that's exactly what I have experienced. I can tell you that my brows started fading after about 3 months. If you look super close at my brows, you can see some of the color in there from the procedure, but you know, I'm kind of a results-oriented person. When I look in the mirror, I'm like, okay, my brows need to be filled in. Number 2, oily skin impacts color retention. Ladies with more oily skin types tend to experience more difficulty with the pigment taking due to the excess oil on the skin. Skin that produces more oil than usual will push the pigment out, so color retention ends up being less than desired. Know that the time investment is 2 sessions plus a consult. You want the consult. Any good provider is going to insist on that. Here's where you ask all your questions. She sees if you're a candidate. She walks you through the pros, the cons, talks to you about the entire procedure to make sure that you're both on the same page. My lady charged a consultation fee, which was then applied to the total price, which was about $800 plus I always tip. So call it $1,000. The total time start to the final results, give yourself about 7 to 8 weeks. Does it hurt? Yes, it hurts. I personally have a very high pain tolerance, plus a little bit of an ego that says, I'm no sissy, I can take it. So even if it does hurt, I'm gonna breathe and say, no, it's fine. It flippin' hurt. You can also hear the tool scraping on your skin. So my lady advised earbuds, but of course I'm chatty and I wanted to talk to her the whole time, so I didn't wear earbuds. Yes, I'm that client. You do have to get touch-ups. This is not just a one and done thing. After about a year is when most women will go in and get a touch-up. Touch-ups range, depending on where you live, anywhere from $150 up to maybe $300 for a touch-up. So the big question is, would I do it again? I don't think I will, only because I use retinol. So it's sort of like, do I want to stop using retinol and then not get the benefits of good, nice skin that I like, but have nice brows? Or do I want to use retinol and just do the little bit of filling in? I think I'm just gonna opt for the latter. That is just my personal experience. Now, it seems that a lot of ladies have really good luck with it. They like it. Perhaps they were just a better candidate than I was. That is my experience, and like I said, I am here to give you information, and then you are the boss of you and make your own decision. I'm glad I did it because guess what? Now I can do a video and share it with you. Okay, y'all, if you have any questions, as usual, I always love hearing from you. And until a couple days from now, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.